Everstone Studios' Where Winds Meet is now less than a week away from its global launch, and if you've been with us for a while now, you already know that this one's a very exciting title in 2025's excellent lineup. You might also know that its Wuxia-based gameplay loop is quite addictive and very stylish. There's also its RPG and action-adventure trappings, details about which have been coming up quite often thanks to early previews. But with a new gameplay showcase and a PlayStation blog showing off how this is a title that's earning its hype, we've put together more information to help you decide if this one is going to be a part of your holiday gaming season. Number 1, the combat's better than we thought. With a very well-placed boss fight being showcased by the developers, it's clear that this is a combat system that's going to push its players to improve almost constantly. We've already commented on how that feeds into the exploration loop with a robust gear and loot system, but the new fight showcased just how important preparation can be, thanks to how multi-phase boss fights and the fact that you encounter them even in the world can challenge even the best of us. We also got to see the rope dart in action, and it looks like quite an all-rounder with its offense, defense, and crowd control abilities. We're itching to try it out in tandem with the dual blades for a DPS build that shreds enemy health bars, while the rope dart keeps them at bay. Number 2, not all battles are fought with weapons. The elusive figure we've been seeing, who apparently has a role to play in the events that put you on the path to your destiny, has been revealed to be Nanzu, a prominent figure in Chinese history and a brilliant strategist. Tracking him down is going to take more than your 2 weapons of choice, with a battle of wits being alluded to in the showcase. It's shaping up to be a memorable questline with a rewarding payoff, and we just can't wait to get started with channeling our inner detective and getting to the bottom of this mystery and many more. Number 3, bosses earn their keep. Aside from the aforementioned boss battle, snippets of fights against other bosses demonstrate how they are the pinnacle of the game's combat system, testing a variety of builds and skills with their attacks. Expect combos with delayed attacks that can change the course of a fight with just one mistimed parry, or a fighting style that's made to negate your build's best attacks and force you to switch things up. The boss designs in this game are among its most exciting selling points, and we're hoping that the game's sprawling map brings variety into the mix as a final pillar to a great combat system. Number 4, Qinghe's Most Wanted. Don't be fooled by Qinghe's tranquility and relative peace when compared to Kiafeng. Those serene plains, forests, and valleys hide a lot of secrets, dangerous individuals, hidden caverns, ancient ruins, and so much more for you to explore. Of course, that's going to take you quite a while if you're the type to stop and click a few snaps of gorgeously rendered locations, since this one has a lot of them. Just turn off your HUD and begin to write your story, and you might just find enough to fill out your first few chapters before you even begin to get started with the game's story. Number 5, Kiafeng's Secrets. Equally compelling to us is Kiafeng's Ghost Market, which the developers mentioned without giving too much away. However, that's not the only thing that the majestic city brings to the table. From the recreation room to a host of merchants and vendors, all of whom are aware of you and your actions in the Wuxia world, the developers pointed out that there are nearly 10,000 NPCs in the city, all of whom you can interact with. It's almost like the city is one where its wanderers never sleep, spending down night and day chasing down the mysteries that its citizens dare not pursue. Number 6, your reputation matters. In a world with multiple factions vying for power and influence, your role in shaping the world is going to ruffle a few feathers. Your reputation with factions and your actions in general are going to shape how the common man sees you in Where Winds Meet. That could make exploring populated areas an interesting take on balancing aggression versus tactical thinking when you're chasing down objectives there. We're guessing that your reputation could influence how NPCs respond to your presence, and perhaps even the prices of items that a vendor is offering based on their allegiances. It's all the more reason to be a hero after all. Number 7, Collectibles galore. If you're joining in just for the lore and the history, you're going to want to just let yourself loose in the world, as there are over 1,200 artifacts across 16 types for you to collect. They're an important part of the game's storytelling systems, and the lore divers among you are sure to have many happy days merrily being the game's historians. The developers were also quite proud of their attention to historical accuracy, balanced with creative flourishes, alongside the recreation of ancient artwork from Chinese history being included as secrets. It's the sort of attention to detail that can make a game click, and we certainly approve. Number 8. The story you're told. The main story is quite simple. Raised by your aunt and uncle, and sort of aware that there's more room for you out in the world, the sudden theft of your jade pendant, a family heirloom, sets you on a path through Qinghe and Kiafeng. Your pendant could be something that brings a lot of interesting parties to the stage as you make your way to the heroic assembly and learn of the gold-making vessel. But that's just half of the game's storytelling per the developers. There's also a lot of context and narrative depth to be found by just living out your own adventure. Number 9. The story you must discover. The world you're inhabiting is clearly brimming with lore and clues to discovering more of what was happened in the past, and its ancient origins that guide the philosophies of its people. Where Winds Meet puts the onus on you, its player, to try and gain as much context to its story and world as you can through what its developers call overt storytelling. We're quite curious to see how this storytelling method plays out, and see if this world's history brings more depth to the overall story and premise. Number 10. The post-launch roadmap. New content is going to be delivered via post-launch updates in the form of themed seasons, the first of which is called Blade Out. There's a lot planned for the game in the coming months, including new regions and weapons from the Chinese version, alongside cosmetics in the game store. Of course, that's only the beginning, and it's going to be interesting to see what Blades Out, and subsequent seasons, bring to a world already brimming and chock full with things to do and discover. Number 11. Welcome rewards. PS5 players are going to get launch rewards in the form of some free skins when the game takes the center stage, while players on PC also get welcome rewards when they first set off on their journey. You might also want to check out the game's pre-order bundle for the PS5 if you haven't already. You can pre-download the game on the 12th of November 2025 if you don't want to miss a minute of the action upon its release date. Number 12. Make good choices. In true RPG fashion, the choices you make affect the world around you, and could even subtly turn the course of your adventure towards an ending you might not expect. Your choices carry weight in this journey, and you're going to want to embody that kind of legend that you want to be in this world. Perhaps you might choose to be the bad guy. The important thing is that it's really all up to you. Just know that you're going to have to live with the consequences. The land's people are counting on you to usher them into the future after all, even if they don't know it yet. Number 13. The Moon Grabber is looking mighty useful. If an RPG skill that lets you loot chests with your mind sounds like an absolute dream come true, look no further than the Moon Grabber, a skill that looks as good as it's going to feel. It might just be worth prioritizing since its utility in the early game can let you get started with your dream build a lot sooner. It could also allow you to avoid fights you might otherwise be forced to have if you take a more direct or confrontational approach as well. Number 14. A World Without End. If you think that Qinghe and Kiafeng are a lot to take in, the post-launch roadmap also includes new regions, to be added to the game as time goes on, and its seasons bring new content to the table. If those regions are anything like the two we're starting in, Where Winds Meet might just be the RPG that swallows us whole. Number 15. Learn of the land's deepest mysteries. One of the things that really stood out to us was the confirmation of storylines that tie into Chinese folklore and bring mythical quest lines to the table. With characters that have become legends in their own right, and events that have long been seasoned with narrative flourishes, these storylines have us very keen to get started with our journey. While we won't spoil the one that the showcase brought up, it's worth knowing that you're going to have to dig very deep to find them, and the rewards are worth the effort. And that's a wrap on more reasons that we think you should dive into Where Winds Meet when it releases later this week. If you've been on the fence about this one, which is understandable considering its size and scope, perhaps one of these new revelations could help you decide one way or another. Either way, we're going to be diving in and hope to see you in Everstone's Wuxia world for a journey that's for one and for all. So, what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.